properties. And the learning intention is you want to create this particular form here. You notice that there's a little me text box here, and there's a visible, invisible, fore color, back color, and all these things that we want to change on this thing. We can go up, down, left, right. So we want to actually make one of these programs, and you'll notice all the writing here. But I'll start you off. It won't be exactly like this, but you know, we're roughly what this is. So let's get started. Let's actually do this one. All right, so let's go into this one. And this is the project I made before in the previous video. Now, if you want to create a new project, there's two ways to do it. You can go and create a whole new project, a whole new solution, or you just add a new module here, or a new project within the solution. So I'm going to do that. I like to put everything together. So I'm going to right click on solution here, and I'm going to add new project. Must be saved. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to save it so I know where it is. I'm going to put in source repository for me, and I'll just call this, I might call this solution something else. Yeah, getting started is fine. I'm just going to save this getting started. I'm going to save the project first because I haven't saved it. And then we're going to create a new form, and I'm going to call this playing with properties. All right, so I'm just going to go and make sure that's on 4, and make sure that's on VB, make sure that's on Windows Form app. Okay, cool. Now, this is our form. Now you notice here, this is the first one I made from the previous video, and this is the new one I made. You notice that this one's highlighted. That means if I press play, it's going to run this first one, but it's not going to run the second one. So you're probably wondering, how do I run this one? Well, you need to set it to the active project. So you got to right click on it and set it to startup project. And now if I play, it'll play the second one and not the first one that I made. And you just need to remember to keep doing that. So right click and go to set as startup project. All right, now so let's build the form that we wanted to build before. So I just need to get the reference on that. So I'm just going to pull that up. I'm just going to shift that to the side a little bit. There we go. And I can't quite see it. Let's just push that to the line a bit. So I want a text box called me. So what I'll do is I'll grab a text box, and I'm going to pull out the properties. I'm going to type me in there, and I probably want to change that to a little bit bigger. Probably make it a little bit bigger. So we can go up to font, make this font a little bit bigger. Maybe it's pretty good. Yeah, it's good enough. And looks like there's a few buttons I want to slot in. So I'll slide in a few buttons. I'll do the visible. Invisible, I'll do invisible. Let's do invisible there. So let's put in a button called invisible. Let's call the text property, we'll call invisible. And we're going to call this button btn invisible. Okay. And I guess I'll just program that one for now. Okay, so the idea is if I click this button, this thing's going to disappear. And if there's another button called visible, if I click that button, it's going to make it reappear. I haven't got that button yet, but we'll put that in at some point. So how do I do that? I need to know what property will make this thing invisible. So let's go to me, and let's have a look at the different properties that it has. And I'm going to guess that there's a visible property, which is here. And that right now is true. If I make that false, if I run it, it's gone. So we know that this is the property that I need to control. This visible property I need to control. I either need to set it to true or false. one here, true or false. So right now I'll put it to true. If I run it, you'll see it. There it is. And if I put it to false, you can't see it. I don't want to change it manually here. I want this button to change it. So if I want to program this, I'm going to double click on that. And I'm going to write the line of code. So I want to make the me invisible. So I need to figure out what the name of that one is. So let's go in here. Let's close these other ones down. Getting confused. Oh, cancel. So this thing, what is it called? Let's have a look. So let's scroll up, and it's called text box 1. I probably want to call it txt me instead. So that's the name of this thing. This button, BTN invisible, is fine. So double click on this again, and so now I know what the name of it is. It's called txt me, and if I press dot, I can access all the properties. And if I click the wrench here, I can just filter the properties. And the one I'm looking for is visible. So I can double click on that, and I'm gonna make it equal to. If I want to make it visible, I'll make it true. If I want to make it invisible, I'll make it false. So there's no property called invisible. There's only a property called visible, and you either set it to true or false. No semicolon. Wrong programming language. Sorry about that. I've been programming in C# for a while, and it's just one of those habits. And this should work. So if I click on this button, it should set false on this property, well, for this object. Let's try that out. And there you go. Now, what if I want to make it visible again? Well, it will be very similar. Don't need that one. I need a button. I'm going to call this button invisible. Oh, sorry, visible. And I'll also name this button something more appropriate, such as BTN visible. And double click on that so I can program it, and you notice now it pops up as an event. And it's very similar to this line of code, except instead of false, it's true. So textbox me dot visible equals true. Semicolon. Start. Invisible, visible, invisible, visible. Now, I'm going to let you try to finish as much as you can of this. If you look at the actual project, you want it to do certain things. You want to change the fore color to blue, back color to red. You want to enable, disable, align middle, align left, resize it to different random sizes, change its location, so forth and so on. Actually, I might do one location for you. Change the text to you to me, or me to you, and make it go left and right. What I'll do is I'll show you how to change this location and show you how to go up and right. You need to figure out how to go left and down. A random jump, you need to know how to do a random number generator. But I can show you that in class when you're ready. Let's do location, up and left, right. So let's put in another button called location. Location. Where's my button? Here. I'm just going to call this location 1. And I'll just jump to some location, and I'm going to call this BTN location 1. And let's relocate this object. So let's locate it somewhere around here. What's this form size? I'm going to click on the form, have a look at the size. It's about 500. I'll make it 400. I'll make a jump about there. Double click on location 1. So how do you change the position? So to change the position, you go txt me dot. There's 2 properties that you can modify to change its position. Top changes how high or how low it goes. I'll put that on 400. And left is the property to change its Y locate. Actually, this one's its Y location. This is its Y. This is its Y position, and left is its X position. It's weird. It should be X and Y, shouldn't it? But this just references the top and left corner of the button. So it's actually top left is this button, this particular point corner of any button. Let's try that. Now remember, 400 is about 4. This is about 500. So 400. So 400 is about there. Oh, is it gone too far? Oh, well, there you go. That's a little bit further than what I expected. Maybe we go 300. Just go play around with it. 300. Just going to try that. And there we go. So it's about there. And it'll always go there because, you know, it's called a set. All right, now let's make this go left slowly, like a little game. I might just position that there and put another button called left. We can left. Actually, that's not the name. I'm just gonna go left, and I'm gonna call this BTN left. Oh, and when I click on this, it will go left. So all I need to do is do an increment on the left property. Double click, txme.left, and I'll do an increment. txme.left plus the speed at which I want to travel is maybe 3 pixels per. So it'll add 3 pixels and go to the right. It's weird, left, but you're going to the right. Let's try that. There we go, 3 pixels. It pluses 3. Plus 3 goes this way, minus 3 will go this way. I won't do the right because you already know how to do it. You just need to do the same thing, but put a minus there. Let's do up. BTN, let's go up. Let's call this BTN up. And double click on that. txtme dot up equals dot top, and then we're going to add, we're going to go txtme dot top, and to go up it's a negative, so I'm going to go -3. It's weird because, you know, it's upside down, and if you want to go down it will be a plus. Let's try that one. There you go. So you can add the other 2 buttons. What else are we going to do? Let's have a look. Let's set the opacity to 50%. So what opacity is, it makes the form transparent. Now right now I'm changing me. So you notice all of mine is modifying txtme. You notice that? But if I want to change the whole form, I've got to figure out what the form's name is. Not really. I just want to show you what the form's name is, but you actually don't need to know. The form's name is called Form 1. So what I'll do is, I'll put a button in, and I'll call this 50% opaque. So I go BTN opaque. Opacity 50. And then in the text, I'll write form opacity 50%. Okay, so when I click on this, it's gonna go half transparent. To do that, I double click on it, and you would think to write form 1 dot, right? That's what you would think, because the form, this is the object's name, but actually you are the object, and you don't usually refer to yourself as Mr. Ham would like to do this. You would go, I would like to do this. There's no I in VB, so the reference is this dot. Sorry, not this. What was it? Me dot. So it's me dot, and then opacity equals 2, 50% is 0.5.